Okay, good evening, everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to the Mililani Mauka-Launani Neighborhood Board 35, January 20th, 2026 regular board meeting. I call this meeting to order. At this time, I ask Scout BSA Troop 664 to lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Color guard attention, color guard forward march. Mark time, march. Right wheel, march. Ready, halt. Please join me in this Pledge of Allegiance, Scout salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible and indivisible. Two. Color guard forward march. Color guard mark time march. Ready, halt. You may now be seated.
Okay, thank you, Troop 664. Moving on to medium decorum, Vice Chair Thomas Shear is not here this evening. Anyone wishing to speak must be recognized by the chair. Please come to the microphone to say what you want to say. Those of you joining the meeting online via WebEx, please mute your speakers until you're recognized by the chair. Which encourage people to keep their comments to 3 minutes or less. Okay, moving on to our monthly reports, the Honolulu Fire Department.
Good evening, everyone. Firefighter recruit Jake Massey. I'm with Station 41, Mililani Mauka, third watch. For the month of December, fires, structure, wildland brush, nuisance, and cooking, we had no fires. And we had 9 activated alarms, which no fires too. And then for emergencies, we had 30 medicals. Motor vehicle crash and collisions, we had 3. Motor vehicle collisions with pedestrians, mountain rescues, ocean rescues, and hazardous materials incidents were 0. And for this month's safety tip is electrical safety in your home. So some tips would be plug one heat producing appliance, coffee makers, toaster, ovens, etc., into a wall receptacle outlet at a time. Check electrical cords to ensure they are not running across doorways or under carpets. Extension cords are intended for temporary use. Have a licensed electrician install additional receptacle outlets to eliminate using extension cords. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Any questions? Sorry.
Any questions this evening? Okay, you gotta go.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
fire person. Sorry. How was Mililani with the fireworks this time?
With the fireworks this
Yeah.
time?
With the fireworks?
No, nothing out of the ordinary. It's been not quite as normal as that before.
Because it was a lot quieter. Well, it was a lot quieter.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, next, the Honolulu Police Department. Anybody here from Lieutenant?
Good evening, Lieutenant Ramel Baisa with the Honolulu Police Department, Wahiawa Police Station. Reporting for the last 30 days for for Mililani, Mauka area, Laulani Valley. We had 1 assault case, 0 burglary, and 0 robbery cases, which is always good. 3 car break-ins, and 426 calls for service. The safety tip for the month and should be for every day is see and be seen. When crossing the street, make sure that the drivers see you before you cross the street. Try to make eye contact and even throw the shaka if you can. Yeah. We're starting the year off with already, I think we had like 3 or 4 fatalities. So we don't want to repeat of last year. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lieutenant. Any questions for Honolulu Police Department?
Chair,
Teresa?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I just wanted to point out, and it'll come up later as well for state and city, that there was an issue that CPT Officer Brandt and colleagues addressed. The lock on the emergency access road, after they helped remove the houseless individual that was on the path, living there for about 2 weeks, the lock was missing from that area as well after they cleared the area. But I did want to extend appreciation that they went out there and just took care of it one evening to make sure that the path was cleared. They called in, I guess, the city to clean the area so there was no debris. They took all the trash. That area really needs to be tended to. Again, we'll talk about it with city and state. But I did just want to point out that that was well handled. We didn't have to call 911 and bring in, patrol. I did reach out and they're always very receptive to coming out to the community. So
Thank you.
please extend our.
I will let them know. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for the Honolulu Police Department? Anyone online? All right, thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Next is Board of Water Supply.
Happy New Year, Chair and board members and community members. I'm Stephen Nordstrom from the Board of Water Supply, and for our monthly report for January, no main breaks to report. And our big announcement is talking about our doubled rebates. We have partnered with the Department of Environmental Services and expanded our water sensible rebate program, doubling many of our rebates. So now you can get double rebates on clothes washers, which are now $150. WaterSense labeled toilets, which are $200, and you can get a rebate of up to $400 on a smart water monitor. And these rebates also go for some of our commercial customers on plumbing and kitchen equipment. And you can get more information. I brought a flyer here. You can take that home with you. It shows some of our residential doubled rebates. You can also get more information on our website at boardofwatersupply.com/rebates. And I believe it was last time we had a meeting, Board Member Rogers, you had a question about Board of Water Supply work on a street. Did you ever find what street that was? Yeah. Oh, was that the Hawaii? Not in your, you mentioned something in your community in Mililani, Mauka. Did you ever? Yeah.
I meant to get that today, but I looked at the street and I forgot.
Oh, no worries. So if you remember, please let me know and I can follow up for you on that. Yeah.
They seem to, sorry, Mr. Chair. They seem to have, well, there's a lot of dirt still there, but they seem to have gotten it taken care of, whatever the problem was. I don't know. They've taken the cones away, so I don't know whether they completed the job or not.
Oh, if you remember the street, yeah, just send me an email. I can follow
Yeah.
up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm presuming that they got it done because
Oh.
people are parking there again and they're not following through.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
So, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, yeah,
Okay,
no
thank you.
problem.
Any other questions for Board of Water Supply this evening? Yes, go ahead.
Sorry. Another accolade. I did, this was back December 21st, so that was, we didn't have a meeting. But I did want to point out that it was December 21st on the Sunday morning. I noticed in Launani Valley, right in front of the park, there was, the asphalt was kind of broken open and there was a lot of water flowing.
Oh, that's,
So I reached out to Kathleen Pahinui.
Mhm.
Thankful that she got back to me quickly, sent her video, and there was a crew out probably within an hour to an hour and a half. They stayed for a few hours. We're done probably around about 1 o'clock or so. Got it patched up, taken care of, and the water stopped. So I did want to it's a holiday week,
Mhm.
but they came out on an early Sunday morning to take care of that. So please pass on again our appreciation for getting things taken care of.
Of
safely.
course, most definitely. Thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Steve.
Oh, you're welcome.
Next up, our military representative, Colonel.
Good evening and Happy New Year, Chair and Board. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Jared Melander with a military report for this month. Training for the remainder of January. The Army in Hawaii will continue training in East Range with Ranger and Jungle Tactics, small arms blank fire weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Aviation training will occur on the 22nd from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for Rappel Master School. And artillery, mortar, and demolitions live fire training on Schofield Barracks will occur from early morning to late evening hours today through the 28th. So I think that includes the weekend as well. So they're not taking a break. The next job fair is on the 9th of February at Heliamanu Training Room from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Job offers and provisional hiring will occur the day of. Advanced applicants may go to www.himwr.com and then click on the employment banner to learn how to apply. Walk-ins are also welcome and should bring 2 forms or 2 references, proof of ID, social security card, resume, or application. There's multiple opportunities through various MWR or CYS programs that are not tied to any government shutdown. Be aware. In April, the Army will be doing a prescribed burn. Currently, the preliminary date or primary dates are 13 through 19 April, but they may adjust based on various factors, and notes will go out if they do adjust. The prescribed burn is one of the most effective tools in managing the spread of wildfires. It enhances the protection of endangered plants and animals by reducing vegetative ground fuels that would otherwise be consumed by wildfire. Army received approval from the state of Hawaii Department of Health's Clean Air Branch and is coordinated with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to ensure all state, federal, and Army requirements are met. Operations will only take place during daylight hours, and Army wildland firefighters will remain on site each night to monitor the area. And following up on Mr. Gabriel's question from November about all the pipes at the water treatment plant by Wheeler. So the Army has U.S. Army Garrison Hawaii has a water infrastructure upgrade program that and are using the pipes in the water line replacements and network replacements as they upgrade their water network. And as always, questions and concerns or to be added to the distribution list, please call Community Concern Line 808-787-1528. And we appreciate your patience and understanding as we continue our training all year round.
Hey, thank you, Colonel. Any questions for our military rep this evening? Yep, go ahead, Teresa.
Job hirings and things of that nature. Someone had asked me, so I thought I'll just ask here. Good thing you brought it up. Those who are hired through the job fairs, although they're not necessarily a military position, do those individuals who are employed have the opportunity to utilize on-base housing, rent the housing on base? As it's been noted somewhere that non-military, non-active duty are allowed to occupy the housing units on bases. Do you?
I'm not an expert,
Okay.
but what I do know is that there's a waterfall program. So, primary is active duty. We have government civilians or retired military. We have government civilians. And then we also there are some non-military affiliated folks living I think in certain areas. It's not, I don't think all areas are.
Not all,
available.
yes. My understanding from speaking with some of those in the housing areas for the military, there seemed to have been an issue because different levels of officers and non-officers, it appears that they couldn't live in the same communities off base. I don't know if that's still true, But that was stated out loud. And so I'm hoping it's no longer true because as I mentioned in that meeting at that time is they all live perfectly fine next door to me and next door to each other in our private home areas that we own. So it left a lot to be desired because there was so much empty housing on base, but very little housing off base for residents and locals who then have to relocate because there's just hardly anything available. So I was just curious where we are with, but I can always reach out to.
So there was a big, I don't know if I can speak on record.
If not.
But after the Red Hill crisis, there's a big exodus from some of the military housing areas. I believe a lot of those have been filled back in.
This was very direct with Schofield and Wheeler and Helmano. So
Yeah,
it's okay. It's a different department. I'll follow up with that.
Okay.
Thank you though.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for our military? Anyone online? All right, thank you, Colonel. Okay, moving on to board business tonight. Board members, we have a presentation by Project Grow from the, I guess, Environmental Services Department of the City and County of Honolulu.
Happy New Year,
Happy New
Chair,
Year.
members, and the community. My name is Henry Gabriel. I'm with the Department of Environmental Services, Refuse Division, the Recycling Branch. I'm here to present a new program that the Recycling Branch and the Refuse Division is going to roll out come April 1st, 2026. And it is GROW. That's an acronym for Green Waste Recycling or Green Recycling Organic Waste. And really what we want is your food waste. We want your wasted food in our green composting cart. Next slide, please. So the purpose of this presentation is just to introduce the program itself. We want to promote and we want to educate this, this program because 60,000 tons of food waste is in our waste stream right now. And it's going straight to H-Power Waste to Energy. We would rather have it go to the city's contractor, Hawaiian Earth Recycling. So this presentation is like the overview, and then it's only going to be for a piloted area. Mililani is in the piloted area, and then after 6 months, we'll go island-wide. Next slide. So what is changing? Like I mentioned, we want your food scraps and your wasted food in the green composting cart. The green compost cart starts April 1st. And then the areas that we're going to pilot are Waipahu, Nanakuli, Hawaii Kai, Mililani, both Mililani, Mauka, and Town, Kailua, and Kalihi. For those that have, this is critical, for those that have the automated curbside collection, so the green composting cart. The GROW is what you'll hear as far as an acronym. The slogan, we're always going to say this, include the food. Include the food in that green composting cart. Next slide, please. Okay, these are the items that we're going to accept. So it's pretty extensive. Some other municipalities that we did research on, took a few of these items, but we want it all. We want your fruits, your vegetables, doesn't matter if it's pre or post, or your cuttings or your avocado seed. We want all of that material. Bread and baked goods, pasta, rice, greens, cereals, beans, nuts, and seed, meats. So this is, people are like, hey, I thought you couldn't compost meat. The system that Hawaiian Earth is using, you can compost meat, seafood, poultry, bones, eggshells, nutshells, leftover and spoiled food, table scraps, and then loose coffee ground and tea leaf ground. We don't want the filters. And then on top of that, like we're doing right now, we want your green waste. We want your grass clippings, your leaves, your branches, just the normal things that you would normally put into that green composting cart right now. Next slide, please. These are the things that we don't want. That first bullet, liquid. We don't want liquid. We don't want water. Yes, there's going to be residual liquids, but we're hoping, and it'll be on another slide, that the moisture will be absorbed by the green waste that you put in there. And there's a layering system that I'm going to talk about. Your paper products, plastic, metal, glass, those are your containers. So if you have spoiled food, we don't want the container. We just want the food. That's in there, fat, oil, and grease. That is like when you're saving it in a jar. We don't want that material. We'll take residual fats and oils, but not something that you're saving into in a glass jar. And then nowadays you see a lot of this compostable foodware and serviceware. At this time, we are not accepting that material as well. So right now we're looking really just at your wasted food and your food scraps. Pet waste is something that, it's not food waste, but we won't accept that. Coffee cups, like I mentioned, takeout containers, fast food wrappers, packaging, quartz, and then dirt, rock, bricks. I mean, these are obvious, but that's what we get as well. We get all of these things in our green bin, and none of this is green. It's not green waste. So I want to highly emphasize that these items we will not be accepting. We don't want it in our green composting cart. Next slide, please. So how people, and this is really, we're going to have these community workshops, and we want to educate those and we encourage those who want to participate in this. And so as we all know, for those who have the automated cart, it's every other week pickup. And so we're going to be providing, if you come to one of these community events, we're going to be providing to those that attend a kitchen container and a reusable bag. Now, the kitchen container, normally you would put your food waste in there. It's a sealed container. Once it's full, we highly recommend you then freeze that, wasted food. And that's what the reusable bag is for. And we'll give you two, so that way there's a rotation. You freeze the food scraps, and then the night before or the day of your collection, that's when you throw the contents in. Give you an example. I have 3 kids. I live in the Mililani area. I have 3 kids, my wife, and we produce about 1 gallon of food waste per week. And it doesn't go into the green bin now, a green composting bin now. So I utilize it in other ways, whether it's backyard composting or bokashi. Then you set your cart out. We'll pick it up. Then once again, it's going to go to city's contractor, Hawaiian Earth in Waihiwa. I can't emphasize enough, we do not want any plastic bags. Whether it's compostable or just your normal plastic bag, we do not want that in there. It's just, we consider that a contamination. And then our contractor, they have people who are there trying to undo the bag. Then once the contents are open, it may not even be whether wasted food or green waste. And really, to minimize the mess, we want to focus on layering the food waste. So you're putting your green waste in first, then putting your food waste to absorb any moisture that's going to be generated from your food waste, then green waste, and then food waste, depending on how much you generate. Next slide, please. And so for those that want to participate and are not on the automated program or the pilot, you can deliver food waste to Hawaiian Earth, 651101 Wilikina Drive in Waihiwa. For residents, it's 2 loads per day. And we just ask you to mix it with the green waste or bring it in with green waste. Don't just go there for your food waste unless that's all you have. But we also want to try and collect as much green waste and food waste to really divert this material from entering the waste stream. City transfer stations, convenience centers will only accept green waste. So no food waste will be accepted at our disposal site. So like Waihiwa, for instance, even though we don't take green waste there, we will not be taking food waste at that site. It'll go direct delivery to Hawaiian Earth. Next slide, please. And then what happens to the food waste? Hawaiian Earth has installed an in-vessel system. And this in-vessel system, they are able to then control the environment so that they can take these items that you wouldn't normally compost in your backyard, like your meats and your seafoods. And then they can also produce a composting product in less time. Right now, they do an open windrow, and it takes, let's say, 6 months. This might take half the time. And that food waste is going to be your nitrogen source in that compost. And then that's their website right there, hawaiianearth.com. And in this case, what we try to do is we want to divert it from the foodways, but we also want you to close the loop by buying their compost. So buy their compost, you're putting in the food waste. So now we're really closing the loop on this. Next slides, please. And this is the real reason. We want to divert as much material from entering our waste stream. Ultimately, it does go to the landfill, but it's like, why are we burning wasted food or that has a lot of moisture and it's going to H-Power? It doesn't make sense. So we encourage the community to participate in this program so that way we can take it out of the waste stream, less impact on our landfill and future landfills. Next slide. And then this is what we as a group, the recycling branch combined with Hawaiian Earth, we're going to be doing education and outreach. So refuse webpage, we're going to update that. We do have a placeholder right now. We'll probably have that webpage up and running in the next, say, month or so. We have these FAQ documents, brochures, fact sheets. We'll hold the public workshops, and then you're going to see a lot of social media posts. So I highly recommend you follow ENV, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook, because we're going to be posting a lot. And I think that's the last slide. Any questions?
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Yeah, go ahead. Ella.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I definitely approve of this.
No, thank you.
What I wanted to know is on your composting people, Hawaiian Earth,
Yes.
are they taking measures about the coconut rhinoceros beetle?
Yes, I don't want to speak on behalf of Hawaiian Earth. There are Hawaiian Earth representatives here, but they are well trained through the U. I believe it was the USDA on how to handle the CRB. And so I want to say whenever they're producing compost, they have to have it contained. They have to have it. I'm not sure what the word is, but spray it with some sort of like pesticide before they do any type of sale or shipping. But that is something that not only is HER concerned about, the city is concerned about as well.
Okay. Any other questions? Anyone online?
Chair?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, just a couple of things.
Yeah.
So it's Mililani where they have the green bins.
Yes.
I know in Launani Valley, I know they have at least the gray bins. Do you know if they also have the blue and green bins if they're on the automated system?
Yes. So those that are on the automated have the blue, the gray, and the green.
Okay, and then what's the recommendation for mitigating smell, pests, things of that nature? Because once you dump it, I mean, I don't have room in my freezer to store scraps. Is the city trying to figure out what can be put in there to absorb? Or, I mean, even with the green waste bins, I see maggots crawling out. I mean, bugs get in there, you know, roaches, all of that. I'm in Launani Valley.
Mhm.
And at many of the houses, because they're against the valley, bugs come in from every direction. You can have the cleanest house and you still get cockroaches crawling in your pipes,
Yes.
you know, coming in your house.
Yeah.
To offset, I mean, trash already is in bins, but it smells really bad. I mean, you have rotting food every other week. You're gonna have people not wanting to store food. Is there something in the works to help people to mitigate?
Yes,
smell?
and that's why we highly, and I know you mentioned you don't have room in your freezer, but that's why we highly encourage people to try and make room in their freezer, to try and use the reusable bag. Right now, your garbage is in the gray bin, and yes, it is contained. It is in most likely a plastic bag. So the change is it's just going from one bin to another bin. And that's where baking soda is a good alternative to reduce the odors.
Yep.
But really, when you look at how much you're producing, whether it's a gallon or 2 gallons, you know, that's going to tell you, okay, do I need to change because I'm wasting food?
Well, you'd
right?
hope so, but when you
Yeah.
have multi-generational families.
Yeah, exactly. Then there might be more
And you know which houses
waste.
those are because they have 12 cars all parked on the street.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and that's the ones that have 2 or 3 bins. And I say that because my ohana in Nanakuli, they're in Homestead.
Yes.
That's exactly what they have because it's an 8-bedroom home with 3 generations.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So, and I'm looking for other areas, but that's neither here nor there. They're gonna have to figure that out. Now, how long is that contract with Hawaiian Earth
Yes.
Recycling? Is there a set contract that needs to be renewed or?
No. It's a new contract, actually. It's a
But-
new contract that was awarded, let's say, I think it was about a year and a half ago. So there is an existing contract with Hawaiian Earth for the greenways.
Correct.
That's going to end March 30th. Then this new contract starts up.
Were there any other bidders?
Yes, Island Topsoil, Waianae.
And last question. There are a lot of families who are in townhouses and things of that nature. We don't receive city services.
Right.
And so we take our green waste, if we have any, because we also don't do our own landscaping most of the times. But we've taken green waste to Hawaiian Earth and I love going through there. Now, I've heard of experiences where people rent a car because they're cleaning or help, and then they take the rental car over there or the 1999, I forget what they're called, those moving vans
Yes.
or trucks. And that's considered commercial,
Mhm.
right? Or if someone's collecting for their neighbors and it's a lot, right? Because kupuna, if we Ololoa or wherever, and we want to help collect, is there something that's established with Hawaiian Earth that they're gonna kind of be understanding of the difference between commercial people, operators, and residents?
Oh, yeah. So it's on our website right now. And if they are using a commercial vehicle, we do question whether or not it's coming from their home. Now, the reason why this is a big issue is because we get landscapers. We get all of that. And here we are utilizing taxpayers' money to pay for these landscapers. And so we have to vet them even before it goes to Hawaiian Earth. So Hawaiian Earth really doesn't make that determination. They will then refer that person to us. And then the protocol is to contact the recycling branch. We will provide a waiver for that one time, that one load of green waste that's coming in, whether it's a rental truck or a commercial vehicle. And they would have to do that each and every time.
Okay, so if it was like a community, like our church or somewhere, and we wanted to start a project, you know, for our neighbors who are in apartments or what have you. So that would be something we would apply for a permit, maybe for the church to be able to go on
If
a certain basis based on collection. Is that what you're saying?
no, so what I was referring to was that actual home.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to do a one-day cleanup, that's a whole
Oh,
different
no, I was
process.
looking at, like
Yeah.
for myself, and we have kupuna that live in the apartments, and so we go shopping, take them shopping, or help them clean.
Mhm.
Sometimes they can't clean, but setting something up like a bin to let them collect their things, and then I would bring it in, but it might look a lot because I might be helping 10 kupuna in that one housing.
Yeah, so the best thing to do is give
Give
us
you
a
a call.
call and then we'll try and figure out what is it that what type of services that you need and we'll see if we can, provide some sort of exemption.
Thank you for growing forward.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay, any other questions? Anyone online? Wait, I have one
Yeah,
question.
sure.
So during the pilot and moving forward, is
Mhm.
ENV going to change their policy for these green bins if for whatever reason the trash is not picked up on a scheduled date?
If it's not picked up on the schedule, that's a whole separate issue.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
blue and green bins, their policy is to pick it up on the next pickup date, which could be 2 weeks. The gray bins, which are the trash bins, I'll give you an example because they didn't pick up Mauka gray bins during New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So then
We were off that.
Yeah.
Our operations were off on
So
New
they
Year's.
picked it up on Friday,
Mhm.
which,
Mhm.
because Thursday was a holiday. But if you're gonna not do that for these green bins and they have food in them, you're gonna leave them out there for 2 weeks.
So the green and the blue card, if it falls on, for example, New Year's, actually, we won't pick it up
Yeah, no.
until
Right.
the
But
following,
on a
yeah,
regular-
following,
it's fine.
following.
My question is
Yeah.
on a regular scheduled
Yeah.
pickup, for whatever reason, they don't pick up that bin. Are they gonna pick it up on the next working day or are they gonna wait as their policy is for the next 2 weeks?
we will pick it up on the next working day. That's really our policy.
Okay.
You know, during COVID, we did have a lot of leave it out, leave it out. That's the message. Just leave it out. We'll
Yeah.
get to it. But we do have staff. We do have enough trucks to be able to pick it up within a 3-day period. It's going to be very critical,
Right.
especially with the food waste. Now, just keep in mind, once again, the food waste is already in your gray bin. It's already there. So the difference is a plastic bag versus a non-plastic bag.
Yeah.
And so because it's a non-plastic bag, that's where it's going to be very critical that we do pick it up on time.
Yeah. So I mean, the gray bins are the regular trash. So you guys have that 3-day policy.
Yep.
But right now, the recycled bins don't have that 3-day policy.
All bins do.
Well,
Yeah,
I
all
saw
bins have it.
There was a complaint from somebody with their blue bins, and the city came back and said, we don't pick it up to the next scheduled pickup.
That's when it falls on New Year's or Christmas. That's what I
Well,
was.
it's only holidays.
It's only that. Those are the 2 holidays that were closed.
Yeah.
All of refuse
So
is
like our
closed.
pickup in Mauka for recycled is Saturday.
Yes.
So if you miss that Saturday, then most likely Monday will
Monday.
be the pickup.
Monday will be your pickup.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless we get people or staff to come in on Sunday. But most likely your Monday will be your pickup.
Okay.
Chair, with that being said, do you leave the bin out? You take it back in and take it out? What's
Leave
rule
the
on that?
bin out. Yeah, leave the bin out. During that COVID period, because it was some uncertainty, that's when we were either instructing communities to bring it back in and whatnot.
I'm just thinking of Mililani town, where
Yes.
the bin is literally in the roadway because
Yeah.
it's too tight. The cars are all parked all the way
Yes.
up into driveways, and trying to get your kids to school and having to drive around all the bins
the
because they're
bins,
in
yeah.
the middle of the road. I can't imagine. being following the
No. That's a good point, and it was brought up in a previous neighborhood board meeting as well. So if you can give us streets where that occurs, that definitely helps. Then we can tell the branch that oversees that portion or that enforcement. We can let them know to do an inspection for that area.
Okay, we have a question online.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paul.
Aloha.
Aloha.
This is Pua from Councilmember Okimoto's office. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Awesome. Happy New Year. I wanted
Happy
to
New
ask a question. I know that you guys are saying that not to put any kind of the food waste in plastic bags. Is it okay to put it in a paper bag?
No bags.
No bags
Um,
whatsoever.
Yeah, no bags whatsoever. We prefer, whether it's your blue can and more emphasis on this this new program, the Grow, we prefer no bags.
Okay.
Yeah, the bags are just considered contamination.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else online? Oh, Yvonne?
Mahalo, Chair, and mahalo, Mr. Gabriel, for your presentation. I'm curious, because so I work for the Office of Representative Caruso, and a core part of her district is in Wahiwa, and considering Hawaiian Earth Products is in Wahiwa, I was just wondering if the frequency of trucks, if there will be an increase of like the frequency of trucks going through the area, and if we might see maybe more traffic in the area as more people or more of the trucks are now bringing the refuse and waste or the compost waste to the Hawaiian Earth Products location in Wahiwa.
You shouldn't see any increase in traffic flow. The routes are going to remain the same. So there's no operationally, whatever your days are for pickup is going to remain the same. So that there shouldn't be any increase in traffic. There's only going to be, what we hope is that there's an increase in volume is what we hope, but not traffic.
Okay, no, thank you so much. And then kind of to that point, and I really I like this model. Our office visited Hawaiian Earth Products late last summer, so yeah, it's really exciting to hear about this program that they're collaborating with you folks on. I was just wondering if there's any data that you are going to be collecting in terms of just the amount of education that you folks are providing, and then how folks are responding or able to accurately comply with what you folks are educating, and then I don't know, maybe other data points that you folks might be collecting in the process before you expect the island-wide
Yes, the answer is yes. We are going to be, post April 1st, the recycling branch will be doing a lot of inspections in those piloted areas to just see what the participation rate, what people are throwing in, is there contamination. We'll also be going to Hawaiian Earth, seeing the loaded truck come in and see what people are throwing in, gathering data. And then the hope is that whatever we learn from these inspections, we then cater or model our educational campaign once we go island wide. We're hoping to see, the volume increase is what we're hoping to see overall. Less contamination, increase in organic material.
Thank you, mahalo.
Thank you. Anyone else online? No. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chair,
Oh.
follow up, sorry.
Yes, yeah.
Thanks, Yvonne, for that traffic question. So currently, do the refuse trucks take the green bin items out to Hawaiian Earth currently?
Yes. So all green waste that's collected in the green
See.
on that day on the green in the green cart goes directly to Hawaiian Earth.
And then how about neighborhood board ride-alongs? Can we ride inside of the trash truck to go look inside the bins to see to get an idea of, what's our community, how are we, I mean, you're going to have inspectors, right, going out. I'm just curious, because that helps us also for the feedback for the community to get them, hey, more involved. Maybe it's something that the representative's office or council member's office can put in their newsletters or on their websites to encourage. I mean, even our council members going for rides and our representatives going for rides. It's just so it's a friendly face. It's not just an automated blah, blah, blah. It's kind of that part of it. But I mean, I'm happy to follow the truck. No, I'm kidding.
No, I mean, it's like whenever. So once again, I live in Mililani, and I'm one of those guys who will go and look at people's carts to then see what they're doing. So and then what I do is if most of my neighbors are friendly, and so I'll hey, you know what, this goes here, this goes there. Every day. Every day. Believe me, when you take out the organic material, it doesn't stink. It doesn't stink. It's really the organic material that makes that, you have the odors. But I would highly recommend the community to get involved and work together. Because when it comes to trash in general, it doesn't matter if it's green waste, food waste, or recyclables or anything. We're just generating a lot of trash. And in the end, where does it go? It's going to go to H Power. It's going to go to the landfill. So we just have to be mindful and think about why are we generating this much trash and what can we do differently?
Mr. Chair, I don't know if Teresa covered it. How are you letting the people in their houses, et cetera, know what, I mean, she asked about, various and sundry methods of letting people know, but are you planning something door to door?
So we are planning a community outreach, community program. We're going to be hosting these community workshops in these areas, in the piloted areas, and then once we go island wide, we do have brochures that we're going to mail out. We do have presentations that we're setting up, and this seems to be the beginning of something that I feel is going to just grow. So we're going to go out and we're going to talk to the community. We're going to talk to representatives or wherever people are willing to listen and learn, and then that's going to be our educational campaign.
Very important.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to defer the next board business item. I guess one of our elected officials may have an update on that. Moving on to residents' concerns. Any residents' concerns this evening? Anyone online?
Chair.
Go ahead.
Where did my paper go? So On the 12th of January, it was something that's been brought up here at Neighborhood Board 35, as well as North Shore Neighborhood Board and Wahiawa Neighborhood Board with regards to the DPP permitting for Kaukanahua, what are they called, actually? Sorry. Kaukanahua Ranch LSC. The project is the Kamananui Agribusiness Activities, better known as the Gondola Project. There was a public hearing that was done on January 12th. I just wanted to do a quick recap. As I did go in to provide testimony, oral and written testimony, there were many folks who were there. We were able to meet and see and hear from the owner of the property, as well as their attorneys and all different folks that are helping them. So they did share what they would like. There were a lot of community members that also reached out, many whom were not in favor of the conditional use permit minor, which was what was issued back, I believe, in 2017, 2018. So they haven't done much of anything, and there's been a lot of pushback. The U.S. Army came out, as they do have properties that sit alongside this area. They were very much against it, although the owner and their representatives in different news articles, et cetera, did mention that the Army, they'd been working with the Army and the Army is fine with it. The Army representative, she did share that the week before they had a couple of cattle that had gotten over into the property that the Army facilitates. So there has been a lot of community pushback. Couple of folks are for it, but I just wanted to give the update that just for those of you who are wanting to keep abreast of it, just, you know, Department of Permitting, Planning and Permitting, they held this special meeting. So they are taking this seriously, and they did ask several poignant questions to the applicant. So it's not something that's just going to get pushed through, especially with so much eyes on it. But please, you know, stay on top of it through the DPP website, of course. And any other updates we get, we'll follow up that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to elected officials reports. Office of the Governor, Melanie Martin. Mel, you're online.
Hi, good evening, Chair Hazama, members of the Neighborhood Board and the community. So, Chair Hazama, there was a question about the Launani Valley stream and who owns the stream. And I think there was a question right in November or sometime back in the fall, and I apologize for not knowing exactly when it was.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
November.
Yeah. Okay, so we did some digging, and the Department of Land and Natural Resources said that the stream lies on a private property owned by Castle and Cook. So they're not sure about like where the dumping was, but just to let you know that the stream is on a property privately owned by Castle and Cook. Do you have any questions about that?
Hi there, Board Member Koihu. That was something that I've been working with since summertime, actually, and just gone around in circles. If I could get a written document that has that on it, and also with the TMK that discusses that, because that is well below the boundary even that DPP has, showing where Castle and Cook ends and where a private owner starts, and then where Launani Valley Community Association begins. And again, I'm concerned that does the stream bed belong to the TMK holder, or is the stream bed a state entity? Because it seems that the part of the stream that runs through Mauka-Launani Drive on the Kamehameha Highway side through that private development, Menawana Woodlands, it appears that DLNR feels that that part of the stream belongs to them, although it runs through privately owned property. So I'm a little confused how they break up this very long stream system that comes all the way from Kaneohe, the other side of the mountain, really, through the Ko'olaus, and goes all the way down to Kipapa Gulch, below Waipio Peninsula. So if I could get that in writing,
Sure.
again, with the
So-
TMK, that would be helpful.
So would you mind just what you just said, would you mind crafting that in an email?
Yes.
So then I can then forward that to DLNR because that was DLNR's response to me. Yeah.
I appreciate it, Mel. Thank you. I'll send that over.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, go ahead, Mel.
Thank you. Okay, so just a few highlights I'm going to share with the governor's news about that was in the governor's newsletter. So his main priorities, he's reaffirming the affordable housing, healthcare system strengthening. Excuse me? Somebody got a hot mic or somebody asking me a question?
No, I think somebody has an open mic. We're trying to mute it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, in his newsletter, he's reaffirming his priorities of affordable housing, healthcare system strengthening, addressing homelessness and climate protection. Sharing some of the key highlights. First, I'm going to share that the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation's Women's Community and Correctional Center had a Ohana Day in December where 40 incarcerated women shared the day with friends and family, over 70 police members, and they had fun activities for the keiki and all of that. So that was in the newsletter. Also, I wanted to share with you that the Green Infrastructure Authority just released 18 million in loan capital for their green energy money program. And that's really cute. It's another means of lower cost financing to fund energy saving activities like PV or initiatives like PV, battery storage, water heaters, etc. And then the other thing I wanted to report from the newsletter is that the Department of Human Services has this child wellness incentive program where they'll pay $50 for any Medicaid or Quest recipient that has they have a proof of their well child checkup. So if you're interested in that, you can go to MedQuest website at it's at medquesthawaii.gov. And Chair Ozama, that's pretty much all I have. If you have any questions for the governor's office besides the Launani Valley issue?
Yep, thank you, Mel. Any questions for the governor's office this evening? Anyone online? Okay, Happy New Year, Mel. Thank you.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Moving on to Office of Congressman Case. Nestor, I see you're online.
Yes, Chair Hazama, members of the board and the community, Happy New Year. Glad to share the first quarter report from Congressman Ed Case, who is ensconced in Washington, D.C., trying to wrap up on the final 4 bills necessary to fund the federal government. Hopefully they'll get to that this week. These funding measures will appropriate funds for the Department of Education, the Labor Department, Health and Human Services, the Departments of Transportation and Housing and Urban Development, the Defense Department, and Homeland Security. Those are the last agencies that we need to fund for fiscal year 2026. And we need to do this before the end of the month, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. That is the deadline in order to try to avoid another government shutdown. I have in the chat, Chairman posted the Congressman's first quarter report. I'll go over it quickly. There are several links to his website that talk about his accomplishments for the past year. He has a slideshow of his year in pictures. He talks about his one of his priorities as a Congress member is to deliver for constituents on their individual concerns and issues. For example, I take care of veterans' concerns. That is my portfolio. And he also talks about what he's doing to address probably the number one issue, not just for Hawaii, but across the country, is the cost of living. He talks about his work on the Appropriations Committee, which is the committee that funds the federal government, as you know. He also talks about his Service Academy nominations. Each year, a member of Congress will nominate young men and women to one of 4 service academies. There is someone from Mililani High School that was nominated to the Air Force Academy. His name is Tuan Petaway. And Mr. Petaway was nominated to the Air Force Academy by Congressman Case. And he also talks about another annual event that he holds each year with young men and women from middle and high schools. This is the app challenge that he has each year. And there were 3 winners and that he announced last month. You can read about it on his website, case.house.gov. Chairman, I also want to point out that he is having a town hall, or as we say in local jargon, a talk story. This is for the Mililani community. This will be held next week, Tuesday, January 27th at Mililani High School, starting at 6:30. And so the people of Mililani and Mililani Town, Mililani Mauka, and surrounding communities are welcome to attend the talk story again next week, Tuesday, January 27th, 6:30 p.m. start, Mililani High School. With that, Mr. Chairman, members of the board and the community, open to answer any questions.
Thank you, Nestor. Any questions for Congressman's office this evening? Anyone online? All right, mahalo, Nestor. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman.
Okay, moving on to Office of Mayor, Carrie. Hey, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Chair Hazama, and Happy New Year. Chair, board members, and community members. I will drop into the chat the mayor's January 2026 newsletter. Something that I really want to highlight that happened during our recess was that on December 1st, the city launched a new and improved 311 system. So the 311 system can be accessed by members of the community via their Apple or Android app. So they can access it from their mobile phone. They can also access it from the 311 website. And the purpose of the 311 website is for community members to directly submit their service requests. So whether it's street lighting being out, signage being needs repair, things of that nature. So many of the community concerns that are coming through the neighborhood board, what we are encouraging the community to do is again report these to 311. So the process for submitting these issues, the idea is that these issues will go directly to the department. So right now, through the neighborhood board, should a concern come up, it then goes through the neighborhood commission office, and they then send it out to the departments. This way, with 311, the issues again will sort of bypass that neighborhood, the NCO office, and go directly to the department. The department then will disseminate it to the people within their division, and ideally, get it addressed sooner. Should a community member want to track this issue, they will create an account and they will receive updates, through the use of through their iPhone, Android, or, mobile or website. Any questions about 311? Again, we're trying to make sure that it's a more direct line from the community to the department.
Go ahead.
Chair, I have a comment. This Board Member Kwehu. I just wanted to share, I have been a very active user of 311, the old version and the new version. I just want to put it out there for folks that haven't tried it yet. You are actually able to look at all received and in progress reports for the entire island. You can filter it to be concern specific, illegal dumping, what have you. You can track everything just in Mililani. You can track by a street name. It has progressed a lot. So when you're bored and you don't want to go on social media, go on 311 app and just see what's going on in your neighborhood, especially if something's been bothering you. You can see if there's others that have brought it up, and you can be anonymous, just won't get follow-ups. But I think it is so much better now than the original was. So I just wanted to point out it looks really well. I haven't had any issues so far from when it opened. So thank you.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that. In addition to the efficiency of it, so at one time, 311, we were using an outside vendor to develop and manage that site. But with the improved site, our Department of Information Technology, they took it on. They've been working on developing a new improved system for about the last year and a half. And hopefully the result of what you see now is savings as well as a better and more useful product. So appreciate that feedback. Moving on to community concerns from prior month. The first matter being the Mililani Mauka Emergency Access Road. So apparently our DTS, our Department of Transportation Services, is still trying to coordinate a meeting between the state and the city. We understand we have the Department of Transportation Deputy Director of Highways, Robin Shishido, apparently working with our DTS Deputy Director, John Ouchi, to arrange the meeting. But I wish I could explain why, the delay has happened, because I think it's not just the meeting, but we also want to make sure that representatives from the various government jurisdictions are also included in that meeting. With respect to the signage that came up previously, so DTS is looking at restriping the area and creating the new signage. And I know this concern came up in the past, like in the meantime, should a car be parked there illegally, please contact HPD to report the illegal parking or the activity. Moving on to the second item, Chair, I know that you mentioned the MOU with the DOE and Department of Parks and Recreation. I was going to report on that unless you wanted me to defer and you had some update, but I can report what, from the city's perspective, where we are on that. I'll go ahead and let you know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so on December 9th, our Department of Parks and Recreation and our legal department responded to DOE and indicated that there are no issues to the MOU. On December 18th, DOE reported to our Parks and Recreation that the school requested a change in the MOU regarding the type of locks to be used. DOE reported that the change and agreement is being processed for review with their deputy AG for comment. They confirmed that they received, so I'm sorry, I know this is crazy, but Department of Education confirmed that they did receive the MOU with the city's comments. And as of January 14th, DOE's Office of Facilities and Operations Development, Facilities Development Branch indicated that their AG's office is in review of the MOU and will provide an update in about 2 weeks or less. So again, from the city's Department of Parks and Recreation, that is the update that we've been provided.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and lastly, we had the issue of the ownership of Launani Valley. In addition to what the governor's representative just reported, Ms. Melanie Martin. So DPP sent out an inspector from the civil engineering branch, and they conducted a site visit on December 4th. And on their site visit, they revealed that there were no grubbing or uprooting of vegetation activity. As such, because there was no uprooting violation that they observed, they also indicated there were no green waste that was also observed at that time. So that's what again DPP investigator reported as of December 4th. So I'm here for any questions.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. Any questions for the mayor's office? Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead.
please. So I'm gonna just start with Launani Valley and DPP. I don't know where they're looking because the last time I sent them to somewhere in Mauka for DPP, they went to someone's house. And it was far away from where I had reported the issue. I'm not sure what green waste is, but when you have over 24 albizia tree trunks that are well over 20 feet chopped down and left along the hillside, is that just woodwork? It's not green waste. There's also pipes from underground leading over the edge from the park into the stream, flushing fluid into the stream. I don't even know what that fluid is. There's areas where the albizia stumps are pushing the vegetation down into the stream. So I'm going to include you on the email that I'm going to send over to governor's representative. And I would like to request to meet with the investigator, as I had to do the last time they came up and was in the wrong area for Mauka, because maybe it's lost in translation. I have to point out the photos should have been more than enough to show exactly where the issue was. And you cannot tell me over 24 albizia tree trunks covering the entire hillside is not an issue for my, and I say my stream because I was a baby in that stream growing up on the other side of, on Mauka-Launani Drive. So that I will send in an email, but I did need that to be on record. What I really wanted to address was the signage within for the emergency access road. This also might be a state issue, and I think Casey might be online and he can take notes. But there's one sign that they put right next to the chain entry that says no parking tow-away zone. Meeting with officers from District 2, Wahiawa, that is not sufficient to do anything, number one, because there's no car parked in front of that sign. All the cars are parked on the other side of the corner where there are no stripings and no sign, still blocking the chain, or at least half the chain. I took recent photos the last 2 weeks. There are also now cars parked all along the curb entryway, like the whole entire area. Now nobody's parking in stalls. My understanding is a lot of it are the employees over at the shopping complex where Longs and Starbucks are. I was going to reach out to the property managing agent because I understand they cannot park in there. But maybe it's something that Park and Ride facility has to look at updating their signs and putting rules that you need to park in a marked stall, not anywhere you want to along all the curbs in the area. But when I spoke with HPD, it's ambiguous. Now, if there were signs along the edge where it says no parking from here to there, then they could, of course, address it because it is city property. So there was another concern for them to go in to clear the encampment that was on the road, the pathway on the gravel pathway close to the H2 gate. They didn't know who owned it. So when I went in, I did confirm with them that it is city and state project and they were more concerned if MTA owned it, and I did confirm MTA, Mililani Town Association, excuse me, does not own that property. So that's why they were happy to go in and clear out the encampment. But it would behoove the state and or city to make sure you get weekly eyeballs on that pathway, like walk it. You could see that tent and the encampment from the on-ramp from Mililani Mauka onto the H2. If I could see it, my kids could see it, my neighbor could see it. I'm not sure why, one, HPD didn't see it. Number two, why any inspectors who drive by, state employees, city employees, buses, nobody, I don't know, maybe they didn't report it on 311, I don't know. But it's imperative that if there was a lot of trash and feces and other things. So signage and proper oversight of that area would be super helpful. Thank you.
Okay, any other any other questions for the mayor's office or comments? So Carrie, for the
Yes.
meeting with the DOT and DTS deputies, that's not stopping the signage from going up, right?
No.
Okay, that's just for the MOU, the agreement for the right of way.
Correct.
So one other thing I just found out this evening, and I know people were calling me during the holidays. So I didn't know that New Year's Eve was a ENV holiday. So, they didn't do trash pickup up in Mauka. So I looked on their website, they didn't list anything. So, and they don't have like a service outage section on their webpage. So I don't know if you can ask them to, and I understand things happen. Sometimes their trucks go down or anything, but if they can post like a system outage or system, they're not going to do something in a certain area, that'll definitely help the public understand why their trash is not being picked up.
So Chair, I'm sorry that it's not on it. You pointed out that it wasn't on their website. I know that our communications team issued a press release specifically to address the holiday schedule because ENV trash collectors, they only take off 2 holidays during the year, and one is Christmas and one is New Year. So
Yeah, this was New Year's Eve.
Oh, New Year's Eve.
So it's not even a state holiday. So that's the
Mm.
confusion that the public has. It's not a state or city
Yeah.
holiday.
Got it. Okay.
And ENV, I guess, told us tonight that, oh yeah, New Year's Eve was a holiday for them. And I don't think the public knew that.
Hmm, I don't know if our ENV representative is still there, but yeah, to my knowledge, it's not New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Day and Christmas Day.
Yeah, we understand that. That part's not a problem. The pickup for Mauka trash is on Wednesdays, which was New Year's Eve, and they didn't come and pick it up. So,
Okay.
and then like I said, we're trying to look on the website to see if something had happened, and they didn't post anything.
So when they didn't pick it up on New Year's Eve,
They came on Friday, the day after New Year's, the 2nd.
okay. Okay. I
Which
will
is
check
fine.
on
I mean,
that.
that's their process.
Mhm.
If something happens, they'll generally come the next working day. But usually, yeah, they need to post some kind of service outage thing on their website.
Okay. Yeah, because I know for New Year's Day, for example, they said even though they won't come on that holiday, leave it out.
Yeah.
And it'll be picked
Yeah.
up. So
They come the
Okay.
next day.
okay.
Chair, sorry.
Yeah, go
Chair,
ahead.
one more thing. I just wanted to follow up on Mililani Mauka Park and Ride, the bike shelter. I noticed this last week, it was on wooden. Looks like they put a framework. Does that mean it's gonna be moving out soon? That's the bus shelter, the green.
Yeah, yeah. Gosh, I would hope that that's a sign that it's gonna be moving. But I can ask, I can find out.
Okay, yeah, it's just the parents that were at the bus stops and some of the bus riders, they were like, "What's going on with the bus thing, that little thing right there?" I'm like, "Oh, it looks like it's getting ready to be moved off property." They're like, "Oh, okay." So I told them I'd check and see. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you, Carrie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to Councilmember District 8, Councilmember Okimoto's office. Anyone
Aloha,
online?
everyone. Hi, Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a safe and wonderful holiday. Um, I'm glad that everybody came to the board. I just wanted to give a few announcements from our legislative branch. So we had our full council meeting on December 3rd, 2025, and the council passed the following bills. Bill 64, 2025 requires the mayor to submit a report on appropriations at the same time budget documents are submitted. Bill 65, 2025, CD1 requires that BFS or the Department of Budget and Finance Director to regularly report all fund transfers between activities and expenditure categories, including quarterly details and annual cumulative totals in a specified format. The bill was returned to council unsigned by the mayor on December 22nd, and became ordinance on December 23rd, 2025. Bill 46, 2025, CD1 requires HPD to release certain public information to the media and to the public. And Bill 42, 2025, CD1 deregulates the taxi cab industry to level the field with rideshare applications. And just so you guys know, Councilman Okimoto is in charge of, she's a chair of budget, so I'll give you some updates of what happened this past budget committee meeting. It was held on January 13th through the 15th, 2026. And budget is considering the following items during that session. Was Bill 54, 2025, CD1, updating and amending certain sections of Chapter 15B, revised ordinance of Honolulu 2021 as they pertain to the fare structure of the multimodal municipal transportation system, the bus, handy van, and skyline. Bill 55, 2025, CD1 establishes fees on developers to administer the City and County of Honolulu multifamily rental housing program. Bill 63, 2025, CD1 amends the requirements of the low-income housing dedication for residential use, adds an annual reporting requirement, provides a home exemption to those who rent out homes long-term. And Bill 76, 2025 would create a searchable online database of city revenues and expenditures that is free, open to the public, updated at least monthly, and accessible through an open checkbook style web-based system. This is all in our January newsletter, which I actually put on in our chat for online participants. I also did want to just remind everyone that I do put links in the chat, such as Councilmember Okimoto's newsletter every month, what the website of Honolulu City and City Council meeting schedule, to view City Council bills, resolutions, agendas, and other communications. I put the website on a link to that as well. And if you want to submit any kind of testimony for bills or resolutions, there's a link on the chat for that. Complete streets, feral chickens, and to report graffiti and adopt the park. That's all in the chat. And I just want to thank Jocelyn, our office manager, that dropped off all of our monthly newsletters to everyone. She goes to every single board that we have and she just drops them off right before our meeting. So I just want to acknowledge her diligency on that. But if anybody has any questions or concerns, I'm happy to help and take them back to the office.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Councilmember Kimolo?
Chair, I have a comment.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just looking at that budget, Bill 63, where
Okay.
it amends the requirements and adds on the reporting requirement and the home exemption to those who rent out homes long-term. I'm wondering if there has been any collaboration with the city housing departments, Section 8, things of that nature, as kind of an incentive through even those programs that their homeowners and landlords that participate in that can be wrapped up into something, because they have to make their reportings and fill out their documents and all of that. I'm wondering if that's something that has been looked at. Obviously something for council member, but I would like to get that on as a little flag, that maybe that's something to look at so that we can get more, we can encourage more homeowners besides opening up their homes for Section 8 and other low income housing options, that this be something that's made a part of those packages as well across department. Thank you.
Okay, I'll take that back. Thank you so much.
Okay, any other questions? Anyone online? Okay, thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
Mahalo.
Okay, moving on to Council District 2, Councilmember Wire's office. Kelly?
Aloha Chair, members of the board, Kelly Anaya from Councilmember Matt Wire's office. Just a couple things wanted to bring to everybody's attention in case you didn't hear this already. The Waipio Soccer Complex is closed for field maintenance and will be closed throughout June 2026 to allow for important field and facility maintenance. This closure is going to help to ensure the complex remains in excellent condition for practices, tournaments, and events, both local and international. Councilmember wanted to mahalo the Department of Parks and Recreation for their hard work in keeping up this one-of-a-kind facility in top shape. Regular maintenance is conducted year-round, but this dedicated period will allow for the field and the facilities to recover from everyday wear and tear and usage. Excuse me, Councilmember also wanted to thank the Mayor's Office of Economic Revitalization, or OER, Wahiawa Fresh, as well as the Wahiawa Value Added Product Development Center for organizing the Taste the Town Wahiawa. Councilmember was proud to support and attend this event, which highlights the talent and creativity of local businesses, farmers, and food producers. He was inspired to see the community come together to support local entrepreneurs and celebrate Central Oahu. Let's see. I want to thank Board Member Kuehu for giving the update on the Mount Ka'ala Gondola project as well. So thank you everybody for your continued support, as well as to the board for standing united with the North Shore Neighborhood Board. Let's see. Also, Councilmember was proud to join with the Hawaii Teamsters as well as the Allied Workers Local 996 as they continue their fight for fair agreements for their dedicated Oahu Transit Service employees. The drivers, the bus as well as handy van mechanics and the support staff keep Oahu moving every day, and he feels that they deserve a contract that reflects their hard work for the community. Lastly, I believe Board Member Kuehu had, excuse me, asked about the Department of Planning and Permitting and why their, I guess, public hearings, etc., are only during the daytime when most people are at work. So thank you for your patience. DPP did respond back saying that they do seek to increase community engagement and participation in several ways. Some of them being, like, for example, the sustainable communities plans that's going on for North Shore and Waianae, and coming up the EVA development plan. DPP has a multi-pronged approach, which includes mailing out surveys, online surveys, as well as informational and interactive project websites, excuse me, presentations to the respective neighborhood boards. And they do have community workday events, numerous pop-up events, and the formal community workshops, which are held during the evening. They also stated that it's true that public hearings for land use permit applications are held during the day, but they are making several efforts to increase access to the permit application material. Some of this access efforts include public input page on their website. It includes the project planner's phone number and email address so that the community can reach out to them directly. Public hearing notices are posted on their homepage as well as their events page. And every public hearing notice includes WebEx information, so you can join remotely as well. And remote attendees can also provide testimony. That concludes my report for tonight. If anyone has any questions, I'll take them back for council member.
Okay, any questions for Councilmember Wyer's office? Anyone online? Okay, thank you, Kelly.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Moving on to Senate District 17, Senator De La Cruz's office. Charles,
Yep, here, Chair.
go ahead.
Good evening, Chair and Board. Charles Miller here from Senator De La Cruz's office. Opening day is tomorrow, and Senator De La Cruz's 2026 legislative priorities are regional economic development, agriculture and biosecurity, and then workforce development. And then we had some constituent concerns in Launani Valley about not being able to hear the emergency sirens. So I contacted the Hawaii Emergency Management Agency, and they said that only one siren was working in Mililani Tech Park, and the siren located on Meilahua Parkway is currently down, but it's scheduled for replacement and construction. And then I followed up with a timeline for our timeline, and that's all I have, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, any questions for Senator's office? Anyone online? All right, thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to State Representative District 38, Representative Matsumoto. Orange here.
To the bill that are private.
Aloha, Chair, members of the committee, members of the public. Lauren Matsumoto, State House Representative for District 38. I wanted to take the time to introduce my office manager. We do this at the beginning of every session. So this is Amanda Newman. And so she will be working in my office, but I'll let her sit down while I do the rest of my report. But when you call and you get Amanda, now you have a face to go with the name and the voice. And so very excited to have her. So very quickly, I know we didn't get to see you in December, but one of the fun things is my family got to be the grand marshals for the Mililani Holiday Parade, which my kids had a lot of fun with. And those bubbles took a long time to clean up from. But again, opening day is tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Please come by room 302. We'll be up there afterwards to stop by. We have some of our community events that we have done and some upcoming events. But for our bills package, I want you to first reference, we have our District 38 pre-session community input survey results in the second packet that I gave you. And so we sent out our survey, so you'll have the entire summary. We had a total of 314 responses, which is lower than it has been in other years. So this is, I think, the first time that we haven't hit the 400, which is usually your statistically significant number, but still pretty close. And so again, you're able to see those results. These are also available on repmatsumoto.com. So if anybody's interested in looking at that, the questions we asked were, what are the top 3 issues facing our state? We also asked, what areas attribute most to your cost of living? Because we've known time in and time again, and it was this time, cost of living was number 1. So that is a top priority in my bill package this year. But we wanted to dig a little bit deeper with the anticipation that cost of living was going to be the top answer. And so you can look through there when we ask for question 2, food and necessities and mortgage or rent were the top cost burden for many people, which is why we introduce again the GET on food and medical services. And a lot of our bills, as we do every year, are based off of the constituent responses that we have gotten. And then the third question is, which current or proposed tax program do you feel is the most beneficial? Because I think there's been a lot of look into how we are approaching our taxes and which programs. And again, that one came back with the potential of no tax on food and no tax on medical. And there was a substantial for no income tax on our survey. But so for my priorities for this session, number 1, cost of living. Kind of underneath that is the housing. So the number 2 issue is housing, crime and safety, government reform. And then we also have that section where people can write in bills that are important. So we have a few of our constituent request bills. But those are the issues that we are going to be working on most. And I know I covered this last time as well, but we did that listening tour and many people came. And I talked about how we did it across 5 different locations, Waianae, Mililani, Moanalua, Eva, and Hawaii Kai. And the top 3 issues were the same there as well, for the most part. Cost of living. When people talked about cost of living, housing was part of it. Crime and government reform. So that has been a really interesting theme that I didn't think would carry across all of those different districts, but it has. And so that's a big focus for me this session, and really kind of honed in on that, and from different angles and from different requests, but that's what we're looking at this year. So if you have any questions, be happy to answer it. I will say the bill package you have in front of you is still a draft. Our bills are not due until next week, Wednesday. So there is always a little bit, we have in the House a 10 bill limit from the speaker. So you always have to juggle a little bit as to what are going to be the final bills. And once I get those numbers, when we have our next meeting, I should have all those bill numbers as well, and we'll have a full bill package for you at that time. And that finishes my report for today.
Okay. Thank you, Lauren. Any questions for Representative Matsumoto this evening?
Oh, I have something else to add after.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Chair. I was noticing the demographics. It says location, Mililani Mauka, Mililani Town, Mililani, and other. Where's Mililani?
So that got a little confusing. So what we did, we send out 3 different colors so we get an idea too. So it's all Mililani Town, but Mililani below Kamehameha Highway is Mililani. Above Kamehameha Highway is Mililani Town, and then Mililani Mauka. So for us, when you send in, well, if you're doing it online, it's just going to say Mililani. And some of that might come in confusing with the people who send in the paper surveys versus those who just put in their zip code. Yeah, so that's where that differential comes in.
Just curious.
But yes, but we do send out different colors because sometimes it's interesting when you have the different areas, even though we're all Mililani and, Mililani Mauka, seeing what the different areas are really feeling about the issues is also interesting to break down.
Okay. Any other questions? All right.
Okay, I
Thank
just
you.
wanted to add, I
Yep, go
totally
ahead.
forgot. I did get a constituent call about a whole bunch of trash dumped at the emergency road that we have. And so I just wanted to give the update. We did call DOT and DTS. And even though there's kind of still that conversation happening, DOT said they are going to pick it up. So I just wanted to report on that because that was shared with us, and we were very happy. DOT got back to us saying we're going to take care of that. So that is the final bit of my report for tonight. And I do apologize. I'm going to head out since we do have opening day tomorrow, but I will look forward to seeing you all next month. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to we got there. House Representative District 46, Representative Peruso. Amy, I know you're online.
Yes, I am. Hi. So tomorrow is opening day. I wanted to take this opportunity to first introduce my office manager and a few people who are working with our office this session that I'm really excited about. So first, I think Yvonne is on. Yvonne, if you could turn on your camera so that people can see your beautiful face. And Yvonne is my office manager. She has been for, well, I think we're going on our 4th year together, and she's amazing. And she will do everything from work on the legislative package to work on constituent concerns and everything in between. So we're really lucky to have her. And we also have online, oh, maybe we don't have the others online. Oh, I see Zaz. So Zaz Dalin is our new legislative aide / community liaison. Zaz, if you wanted to say hi.
Hi, aloha everyone. How's it going?
She's going to be out in the community, knocking on doors, answering questions, problem solving, and also working with constituent issues from the office as well. But we're really lucky to have her. She's out in the Waialua part of our district, and I am really excited about the background that she brings in terms of storytelling and community organizing. She's been really instrumental in the fight against the gondola. So that's actually how we first met, and stoked to get to work with her. So just a quick update. I know folks are getting tired and tomorrow is opening day, but I wanted to let folks know where I'm at in terms of having just gone through pretty extensive info briefings for the Finance Committee, and Chair, it's nice to see you there. It's been a really steep learning curve for me, as I haven't been on finance for quite a while, and getting updates from the departments. I am concerned about the situation in which most departments are finding themselves at this particular moment in time. Most of my efforts with respect to the Finance Committee will be focused on revenue generation to address not only the shortfalls that we're facing from the federal government, but also like the fragility of the work that departments are doing. I feel like they're just, in many cases, gluing things together and on a shoestring, essentially, doing work that with severe understaffing and lack of resources. So that's really going to be my focus this session on that committee. I did also want to mention, just to update the board, today we were notified that, I'm sure folks have been paying attention to the issue of corruption and this longstanding 4-year unfolding drama, or maybe not so unfolding, around what has been called the $35,000 bandit. And today we heard from the AG's office that she has essentially reversed her position. She will now be working with the U.S. Attorney's Office to conduct an investigation. So that is actually a really powerful step forward, and I'm really grateful to hear that. And I think that many folks in the community will likewise be gratified to know that something is going to happen in that space. And given that they're now sharing information, my expectations about information to be forthcoming to the community, I expect that to be in pretty rapid fashion. So that's just my condensed report for today. And if you have questions, I'm open to the board's questions.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for President Russo? Anyone online? All right, thank you, Amy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Aloha.
Nice to see everybody. Okay, moving on to District 37, Representative La Chica. Good evening.
Good evening, Chair, members. Trish Chica, District 37, Mililani Town, Mililani portions of Mauka, Coleridge, and Waipio Gentry. Happy New Year to all of you. Yes, tomorrow is opening day. If you are in the building, please come by room 441. We would be happy to welcome you there with some refreshments after floor session. Opening day, so we're right by the Mauka elevators on the 4th floor. For our bill package, you will receive the full list for our February newsletter. So we're waiting to get all our bills filed, finalize the package, get all the bill numbers so that it's easier for you to follow along and include that in any of your tracking. But This is my third year serving as the Vice Chair for House Committee on Education, so most of my package is still dedicated towards education. The committee had 2 informational briefings in the last couple of weeks with the Department of Education, School Facilities Authority, Executive Office on Early Learning, libraries, Hawaii Teacher Standards Board, and I might be forgetting one more. Tosa might remember the last one. But a lot of our work is focused on looking at proficiency, particularly around math, looking at accountability, continuing to look at school meals and student transportation, and then a lot of few bills on public safety, crosswalks, pedestrian right-of-way, and some regulation bills around artificial intelligence. So we'll be excited to share those with you. I did upload the results of the 2026 pre-legislative survey on my website. So Tosa will be sharing that in the chat. You did receive a digital copy of our newsletter. I apologize, I did not make it to the print shop in time today to get a printout for you all, but it should be up on the website and then also in your Google Drive. And then I'm also happy to happy to share that joining me tonight are my staff who will be with me during session. So in case I have some legislative duties or we are working late in the building, either any one of them might be able to join you for reports in the coming months. But I would have them unmute themselves and also give a chance to introduce themselves. But joining me and getting behind our work in room 441 is Tosa, my office manager, Tiara Tenorio, my legislative aide, and then Alani Bakal, who's my committee clerk. So please go ahead and introduce yourself. Sorry, Santana, her married name.
I'll start. Aloha, Chair, members of the board, and our community. Tosa Lobandan here, a Representative Lachika's office manager. I did drop the links in the chat to both of the web pages, so please go ahead and take a look at that. Just wanted to say Happy New Year as well. We look forward to the 2026 session tomorrow. Pray for us. We look forward to seeing everyone as well, so please stop in as Representative Manage. I also did want to note that we were made aware of a new homeless encampment on Kipapa Ridge. We were notified today that 2 individuals were located and KWO came to accept them and help them with services. So thank you all for your continued support and calls, and I will pass it over to Alani.
Awesome. Thank you, Tosa. Aloha, Chair, members of the board, and members of the committee. My name is Alani Santana, and I am Rep. Chica's new committee clerk. I help manage the House Education Committee and Rep. Chica's bill package. So mahalo for having me, and I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you. I'll pass it to Tiara.
Aloha, everybody. Aloha, Chair, community, and board members. My name is Tiara. I am Rep's legislative aide. I handle a lot of her communications, social media, community engagement, constituents engagement. It's really nice to be here. It's my first session, first time working with Rep. So really glad to be here, and it's nice to meet you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're happy to also share more information next month, but we will be working on a pilot bill to create a pilot program with the DOE to open up all DOE, a shared use facility bill. So open up all DOE outdoor and grounds facilities on Saturdays and Sundays. And so that's something that the community had strong support for in our legislative survey as well.
Okay, any questions for Representative Chico? I know Trish, your office has helped, but this whole parking lot thing is just beyond frustration. And people wonder why, the public's opinion is government can't get anything done. So, it's a parking lot issue. It's a parking lot gate. It's taken over 2 years to figure out between the city and the state. And I don't know what to do other than to ask your office, as well as go through the governor's office to ask the DOE to send a rep to our board meeting every month until this thing gets resolved.
Right. I think we had made them aware of that request, so they would be looking out for that So just let us know if you send out the request, we can follow up with
Yep.
them. But you're right. Anytime we also ask them, because I remember when they were, when we had last met with them, was they would promise us to execute the contract by the end of the year. And so I do remind them of that often, and they're also sometimes surprised why it's the delays. But Tosa might have some additional updates on when they did update us on when they would be executing the contract by.
Yes, I can provide a brief update, very similar to what was shared earlier. It should be executed by the end of the month, is what I was told. I know, listen, but that is something that we have been, continuously pushing, as Representative said. So I do have faith. I do know that it was moving through the city and that they wanted to just get done already. And so I think that is a consensus among everyone. And hopefully by the end of the month, January 31st, we will have a new update, and I will provide that directly to you, Chair, via email.
Okay,
Chair, I have a comment.
yes.
So other than inviting everybody to a fake party, I'm wondering if there's something that the community can do should it not come to fruition at January 31st, meaning those who have permits for the parks, the coaches, the teams, the parents, just the community as a whole. I don't think we need a resolution, but that way it's on record in the sense of these are the people you're impacting. The city and county went in, Parks Department went in, eyes wide open and didn't think that we needed to make sure the MOU existed before the transition. But, they went in good faith. And you're right, it's been 2 years. And, it's dangerous in that area to be, filling up the streets, parking. And then, it just seems like there might be, so if it doesn't come to fruition, I'm saying that maybe we have to look at other avenues and getting the community involved and the teams that utilize that space to maybe push something forward to the DOE. It's hard because it's not necessarily the school itself, administrative wise. It's no different than the emergency access road. They still don't have an MOU. I mean, I had to go to 7 different offices to figure out who's in charge of the lock so they could put one on there so nobody opened it up and just drove through the piece of string that's blocking the access point to the freeway. So I'm happy to help and volunteer to coordinate that should that come to fruition.
Sorry, I apologize. What was the request? Was the request to take action on a specific agenda?
So for
item?
this MOU, for the the parking lot and all of that accessibility for the chain and the locks and all of that, that if it doesn't come at the end by the deadline that they shared, which should be done, that maybe the next step is, getting the community members involved who utilize that space, and maybe their voices need to be heard, even here, putting it on an agenda, but that way it's recorded, that they can see this is not 2 entities, 2 offices that are balloting each other. There are people who need this, who we pay for the parks, too. So I think it's that part that maybe community engagement after 2 years. I mean, some of these kids graduated already, it's kind of crazy.
So the memorandum of agreement contract language is most of the delays is really when legal is in, both legal teams on the city side, Corp Counsel, and then Attorney General's office in the state side. And so that's often outside of the, department's hands. But I do keep Chair Hazama abreast of that. We've hosted several meetings. We've been very vocal on our support for that when it's been covered by the media. So at this point, what I do recommend is to please follow the legislation that we will be introducing, as it does not only apply to this community, but everywhere else, particularly in the neighbor islands where they don't even have access to any type of outdoor facility. And so, and that's an opportunity for the public to weigh in and also share kind of their story, because when we did introduce a resolution last year, that was there was some opposition from the state on that. And so I think I would highly recommend helping to share that and then get formally also request the board to support it.
So does the legislation trump, okay, so the recommendation is don't do MOUs. Okay, because if that's the case, then, it's not going to really achieve what you wanted to do very quickly. So, if the legislation just basically mandates the DOE to open up their facilities
Yeah,
and things
but-
without having all these formal agreements in place with
correct.
everybody.
No
That-
fees, yeah.
That will speed up the process.
That is
These-
the hope. And
These MOU things, I mean, I don't know why, but it goes back and forth. And, this last one, I guess the school snuck in something and now it's got to go back to the review again.
it's at the school's discretion at this
Yeah.
point, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, but yeah, okay.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Continue to work with you on it, but thank you so much for your leadership. And as Representative Matsumoto mentioned too, please report to our office if you see any illegal dumping, maybe I'm hungry. Illegal dumping, which I was just mentioning with Army Garrison, that we constantly have that by the Kipapa Gulch gate right before the bridge. And so, and we did have a report over the holidays too by the Mililani District Park. And so we went to help get that addressed. But please. Let
Chair,
us know.
so sorry, I almost forgot this checklist, and I'm not sure if it's your purview or not, or somebody would know. So the gulch between Mililani, Mauka, and Waipio, before Kauka, where the overpass is that goes over that gulch that is behind the private gated section in Mililani above 16 Acres Park, it's all cleared under there. I was in a high enough vehicle on the right-hand side to see that there's like trucks down there and the vegetation is cleared. Is there a project going on under that? I've never seen, I mean, there's an access way to get down under that overpass, but I haven't seen anything on websites. No. H2 freeway, where Mililani, Mauka, that valley where it sits against across from the cemetery side, that valley.
Oh, by Coa Ridge side across from the Autoplex? No.
No. Literally, so if you're coming to Mililani, Mauka, before you get to the cutoff, you go on the overpass that oversees the gulch, under the gulch.
I think they got ag down there.
I've never seen ag land down there,
I'm
but there's just
unfamiliar
a
with the
whole
area.
bunch of clearing. I mean, literally, it's all cleared now. I can see one or two things, but I was just curious if you knew if there was a project.
Yeah, that might be outside my district. So if there's any development ongoing, I wouldn't be aware. Right now I'm aware of Coa Ridge developments. But yeah.
okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Trish.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Okay, is Stephen on? He's not on. Stephen Andres, is he online? Oh, okay. Moving on to State DOT, Casey Abe. Casey?
Okay, good evening now and Happy New Year, Chair Sazama and members of the Mililani Mauka-Launani Valley Neighborhood Board, KCR from the State DOT Highways. I apologize for missing the November's meeting, and I want to thank Chair Hazama for his November 20 email concerning the two ramp crossings, the H2 northbound on-ramp and the H2 southbound on-ramp that does not have any speed humps and or rapid rectangular flashing beacons, and his proposal to install additional signage. For this slide, for the H2 northbound on-ramp, we are proposing two additional signs to help alert motorists about the pedestrian crossing. We propose to install an advanced pedestrian crossing sign to warn motorists of the crosswalk as they approach the H2 northbound on-ramp, and a second pedestrian crossing sign on the left-hand side of the crosswalk. Currently, we have only one pedestrian sign on the right side of the crosswalk. For the H2 southbound on-ramp, we will be relocating the existing advanced pedestrian crossing sign closer to the actual crosswalk, moving the sign from before the H2 overpass to just after the overpass. During my quick field investigation, I noticed the existing light standard on the left side of the extra crosswalk that used to have a pedestrian crossing sign was missing. So we will install a new sign with posts since we do not know when the new light standard will be installed. If the board has no concerns or comments, I will have our maintenance crew implement our proposed plan. This concludes my report. I can take any questions at this time.
Thank you, Casey. Any questions for DOT? Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. I have a comment, and it's just because I'm up in Mauka at busy times. I noticed that because the Mililani Mauka off ramp that leads up to Mililani from the H2 northbound, it's a 2-lane exit. I noticed an enormous amount of vehicles, even with the light flashing, pedestrian waiting to cross from Meheula over to the sidewalk area. The cars on the outside lane that don't have a yield or have to stop, they don't stop. Even coming to the meeting tonight, the sun was kind of going down. There was a young man on a bicycle. The vehicle in the far left, which already has a yield sign, stopped and waited. 4 cars, I counted 4 cars, just drove on past and didn't bother. The flashing lights were on. And the hump doesn't matter either. I'm just really, it's a weird traffic area because again, it's 2 lanes exiting.
Yeah,
But
you're
if
talking.
someone's coming from the left, the person on the right can't see them unless they're paying attention that there's flashing lights and they should stop to see if someone's coming. So I just wanted to share that comment. I don't know that there's anything that you can fix
Yeah,
other than a traffic camera there. No, I'm kidding. Don't put it
yeah.
there.
That situation here, I think you can see um, the area. Apparently, when pedestrians walk across here and vehicles moving from the left lane, they slow down. Normally, that's typical driver's education. The driver on the right lane is supposed to be slowing down because he has noticed that the driver on the left side is slowing down. So he has to anticipate there is somebody or crossing the crosswalk. That's a typical driver's education
That's
situation.
common sense, yes. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, over the last probably 2.5 weeks that I've been going up there consistently in
Yeah.
the afternoons or evenings, they just don't. They're just, and again, the light
Yeah.
is flashing, like the pedestrian pushed the button and the lights were clearly flashing. So I don't know that that's anything you can go back to a drawing board, probably not, other than these people just need to have tickets. But that was my comment.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. I mean, there's also speed limit signs on the ramp too, but yeah, people don't follow that. So Casey, thank you for the signage thing. I think that works for us. Thank you for DOT for putting that signage. Oh, you guys will be putting that signage up. I think that'll help on those crosswalk areas.
Sure. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Okay, board members, we don't have quorum, so we cannot go over the board minutes, and I will take any committee reports directly written to me, so send them to me either via email or online. So we won't have committee reports this evening. Our next neighborhood board meeting will be held on Tuesday, February 17th at 7 p.m. and on WebEx. Again, Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you very much, and this meeting is adjourned.